Brady's Bucs, which includes one of the top receiving duos in the NFL, Acho. A reunion with Rob Gronkowski, Acho. And the Bucs' latest addition, Leonard Fournette, and all those muscles, Acho. LeVar's back with us, so Acho, will it be difficult for Tom Brady to keep all his stars happy?
Man, of course it will, bro. Stop asking me these silly questions. Marcellus, when you're trying to juggle too many objects, eventually you gonna drop one. You feel me? The Bucs are trying to juggle so many star players, and eventually, splat, they're gonna end up dropping several. I don't know if this is anatomically correct, but I know, like, if you don't eat for a while, they say your stomach shrinks. And so your appetite, it lessens or it diminishes. See, the Patriots players that Tom Brady was playing with, their stomach had shrank because they're not used to eating all that much. They were running back by committee. Receivers, they were staring the ball around. But out there with the Buccaneers, oh, them boys starving, and they expecting to eat. Remember, Mike Evans, 1,100 yards last year. Chris Godwin, 1,300 yards last year. Let me give you a quick history lesson because you're a historian.
Yeah.
The last time a Patriots receiver had 1,300 yards, as many yards as Chris Godwin last year, was 2012 Wes Welker. The last time a Patriots receiver had 1,100 yards, that's what Mike Evans had. Second most on his team with the Bucs was in 2015. And you want to know who it was? Rob Gronkowski, another tight end on the Buccaneers. I understand that there is a plethora of talent on the Buccaneers, but it's like the saying goes. Sometimes there's a law of diminishing returns. You keep adding these players, and you actually, in fact, keep subtracting. I could go more, but I'm going to keep a little something in my back pocket to combat whatever nonsense you're about to say.
Oh, my goodness. Wow, I caught that slick move you did, too. You start talking about touches and opportunities, and then you try to turn that into yards when you know I could just throw you the ball one time, and that's 99 yards potentially. I caught that little slick move, and I'm going to touch on that in my second lap, my back pocket. Here's the thing. Everybody going to be happy there, and it's for one word and one word only, culture. Think about what culture does. I'm telling you, man, Tom Brady is the enforcer of this culture, and that's the beauty of culture. When you bought into culture, you know what happens? No matter where your behavior takes you, the culture will reset you. Think about it. It's a subscription to thoughts, beliefs, and actions. So if you're starting to feel your stomach shrinking or enlarging, your culture will reset that for you. And who is the greatest in terms of enforcing the culture in NFL history?
Bill Belichick? Bill Belichick? Tom Belichick?
Brady is in the building. And think about this. When you see Tom Brady in the building, the first thing you say is, if I want to win, I got to buy in. And that buy-in won't be as hard as you think. Godwin and Evans were on the team last year. Guess what? They got their touches. Guess what? They were happy. And that was with Jameis Winston. They're going to get their touches again. Then you look at the tight end group and you say, oh, who's going to get their touches? That's not beef. That's Gronkowski and Howard and Brady sitting there saying, let me get some of this too. I don't see major beef there. So where are you talking? It must be the running back room. Think about this, big dog. I'm thinking. LaShawn McCoy, Leonard Fournette, and Ronald Jones. You act like they gonna beef over this. Full screen king time. I'm about to show you that these touches are gonna be there for these guys. Look at Fournette. He's used to what? 68% of the time give the ball. And then Jones is like, look, last year, as much as people think, I only got the ball 42% of the time. Like, they had other running backs getting the ball as well. And LaShawn McCoy, respect to your career, big dog, but you've gotten used to not being the guy. And you've also been inactive. So LaShawn McCoy's stomach is as small as that. And then you talk about Jones and Fournette. That's what Jones was used to last year. So I don't see where there's going to be this issue of everyone getting their touches.
You know Marcellus is losing an argument, LeVar, when he starts talking philosophically. Right? When he starts talking about culture and defining culture while we're talking about stats in the game of football. LA, you go ahead and get him, but just know he about to get got by the time it come back to me.
I hate to do this because it was such a great setup, Acho. But I don't think it's going to be a problem with him maintaining their happiness. Now, but there is a major caveat to it, and it kind of could speak to what you were saying earlier, Acho, and here's the problem. The problem that they potentially face is not having early success. I can remember being a young man, and sometimes the mystique of who someone is can go a really long way and make you a believer. I remember watching Michael Spinks when he walked to the ring to go fight Mike Tyson. And at this point, we're wondering, is Mike Tyson for real? Here's a real test. You know, Michael Spinks is old, but he's a crafty guy. He can box well. He'll know when to tie him up, make it an ugly fight. And that's how we're looking at Tom Brady right now. You know, he's crafty, he's older, but he's Tom Brady. He's one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT of GOATs. Well, you know, we talked about this on the show the other day. When that bell rang,
ding, ding,
and Mike Tyson's thought process of what he gave as one of the greatest quotes in the world, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. Well, he punched Michael Spinks in the face. Michael Spinks felt that pain go through his body. It went down his neck all the way down to his toes. His toenails even cried out for help. He goes to the ground. Case is over, all right? Why is that a great analogy? Because if Tom Brady goes out here against New Orleans, against some of these other teams, and they don't have a tough schedule, but if he gets his head kicked in, then the mystique of Tom Brady is gone. And now all of those faithful warriors that are going to war with Tom Brady with the hope and thoughts that he's the difference maker for our team, it's now, man, this 43-year-old dude, man, he better, man, at least I knew what I was getting with Jameis. I mean, come on, man. They might have to move Tom up out of here, man. Things can change real quick.
Real quick.
When you see that vulnerability at play.
But let me tell you what won't change quick. What can't change overnight is this mindset Marcellus speaks of. Remember, Marcellus, in Tampa Bay, they're not used to winning. They're not used to getting theirs. So what are they used to? They're not used to getting the team.
We won 7 games last year. What you mean they ain't used to?
Recent time.
They're not used to making no play. What's 7 games?
What's 7 games with Jameis Winston throwing the ball to other teams?
That ain't even fit. Let me get to my point, Marcellus. Let me get to my point. They're not used to getting team success. So they're used to individual success. Remember, Mike Evans is like, you know what? We probably ain't finna make the playoffs these years, but I'm about to go crazy. Chris Godwin like, okay, we probably not really gonna make the Super Bowl, but your boy about to eat. Now, all of a sudden, you are going to have everybody, when everybody at the end of the day still has to get theirs as well contractually, you expect everyone to be able to lay down their pride. Leonard Fournette, Marcellus, 265 carries last year.
Too many.
When Brady was with the Patriots, only twice in the last 15 years did a running back have 265 carries. Leonard Fournette is used to eating, and he's that running back. Well, then you got Ronald Jones. They promised him you'd be the starter. Hey, Rojo, you're going to be the starter. But Leonard Fournette is posting pictures at Tom Brady's house kicking it. It's a little jealousy already on the social media of it all. So, Marcellus, I don't know how you think because Tom Brady waltzed into Tampa and he's going to change the culture that all of a sudden these players don't care about their individual accolades.
You just got to
win and let everybody take L's.
Acho is a very smart guy because he's learned, even in our candid conversations, not to bring that BS on this set or I'm a chomp and eat on that. But basically what he's saying in summation is there's only one ball and there's only one ball. And how's everyone going to be happy? There's only one ball. Every time I heard somebody ever say there's only one ball, you know how I translated that in my head? Ooh, we got too much talent for them. They over there saying they only got one ball. Golden State Warriors when they got Kevin Durant. Oh, how's it gonna work? They only got one ball. What happened? He got 2 rings out of 3, and if they didn't get hurt, he would got 3. That's how that happened.
There was no beef. There was no beef about touches. There was no beef about who should have the ball.
Steve Kerr said he better than me, and even Steve Kerr said, yeah, he is. Here we go. Let's talk about, forget philosophy, because I hate when people try to box me in. My whole life I've been boxed in. I'm in Compton. They say you can't be a nerd. I'm a nerd. Then they say you're a nerd. I said, no, I'm not. I'm the MVP on the team. Everywhere you push me, I'm going to go the other way. Yeah.
Go the other way.
Let's go the other way.
Go the other way then.
No philosophy here. Here's numbers.
Talk to me.
How was this offense last year? Oh, third ranked.
Top tier. Absolutely.
Third ranked in yards and in points.
Absolutely.
So don't act like they're not used to a certain level of excellence. And now they're going to get an excellent quarterback. That's just going to...
here is
I'm
your
not even
problem.
done, but you're going to do me like
Go
that.
ahead.
Okay, so here's some more numbers for you since you keep saying Leonard Fournette needs to eat. His stomach is huge. Well... oh, man. Peyton Barber. Y'all remember him? Of course y'all know. Yeah. All right. 18 fewer attempts than the starter last year. And Rojo, 18 fewer attempts. So basically already you're saying, here you go, Fournette. Here's 154 attempts. And then Jameis Winston, because plays are breaking down, he doing his thing, and he's still athletic enough, have 59 rush attempts. You think John Brady going to have 59 rush attempts? So there already you got 154. You got 59 before you even hit the field. Just an imagination. Godwin, 86 catches, 67 for Evans. Y'all acting like these guys already haven't had enough to eat. And now there's the master chef coming into the kitchen, and he ain't gonna be slipping on the kitchen floor. Tom Brady got this.
This is a problem. And this is what I'm gonna say that I hope everybody, including hard-headed Marcellus today, can digest. Tom Brady is an incredibly efficient quarterback. What that means is you're not going to see a lot of interceptions from Tom Brady. But Jameis Winston was a high-volume quarterback. Jameis Winston, yes, he threw 30 interceptions. That's negative. But let's talk about how he fed and what he did for his receivers. Jameis Winston is one of 8 quarterbacks in NFL history. NFL history to throw for 5,000 yards. One of 8. The last time Tom Brady threw for 5,000 yards, 2